Hi, and welcome back to our kitchen. What do you do when you have company coming for brunch and they're going to stay over, or they're just coming early morning for brunch? Or you have a children's sleepover. You can get the kids involved in making their own breakfast casseroles because they can pick and choose what ingredients they want to go in it. Especially if you have children that are picky eaters, or even adults and kids that have dietary needs. So this is perfect as long as they can eat eggs. Then this is the base of the rest of it. So let me show you. I have a dozen eggs here, and I have half a cup of unsweetened almond milk. Now if you can have milk, use regular milk. I can't have it, so, or maybe your guest can't have it. So we're going to use almond milk. I can't tell the difference. So I'm going to whip these up. This mixer came with a little beater, whisk. Now how's that? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some seasonings. Here I have half a teaspoon of dill, dried dill, half a teaspoon of black pepper. Now you can add more pepper if your guests want more pepper. I have a teaspoon of garlic powder and a teaspoon of onion powder. And I'm going to put that in. Oh yeah, and half a teaspoon of salt. So let's whip that up. This whisk saves a lot of arm. Okay, now here, what I have is some ramekins that I've sprayed with the spray oil. You can use any that you want. Oh, I forgot my Dijon. Now, if you can, don't let the kids see you do this. They'll freak out. Even if they're in the room, just don't add it. It's optional. I just like to add the flavor. You can't even tell there's mustard in it. And it's got vinegar, turmeric, stuff that's good for you. Anyway, let me, one more time, sorry about the noise. Now again, if you have allergies in the house, do it the way you want. This is very optional. Now, I took a 32-ounce bag of frozen tater tots, and I like to bake them first. You can't put them in there frozen, don't get me wrong. So have the kids build their own breakfast casseroles. I have bacon, I have sausage, and I cook all these ahead of time. I cut the bacon up, and they can add what they like. A lot of kids they won't want the onions and the red peppers. Some kids will want all sausage, and of course a lot of kids will want all bacon. So just let them, first of all, they're going to put the tater tots in the bottom of the little ramekins. That's 5. And I only have 3 ramekins here, just to show you the idea behind this. And they can put the tater tots in first. And like me, they'll probably eat some of them, because that's what I was doing earlier. And then they can build their breakfast casserole the way they like it. I also have cheese. I just bought the bag of sharp cheddar, and they can add that in there, just however they want it. Now, I did it for maybe 3 kids or 3 guests. You can do it all for, I mean, if you have more ramekins, be my guest, just make them all small like this. But what I did, because we're going to have leftover eggs and stuff, is I greased a casserole dish, 9 by 13, and put the leftover tater tots in here. Okay, now, they can build their breakfast casseroles just like this. Like I say, most of them probably wouldn't want onions and red peppers. bacon, sausage. Make sure your kids' hands are clean. And they can put that in there. And then we're going to dump the egg in there. And I'd say probably that's almost a half a cup of egg. And then they can put the cheese on top. I'm not going to do it because we can't eat that. But anyway, they can build their little ramekins this way. I'm going to go ahead and just do a couple more. No onions, no red peppers, sausage, and then eggs. Okay, one more. Bacon, sausage, some red peppers, onions, eggs. Now, let's see how much eggs this is going to make for a casserole. I think I'm going to put a couple more eggs in here. It's pretty thin on the bottom, but if you don't even want to do this, you don't have to. It's completely optional. So I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm going to zip up some more eggs. I don't want you to have to listen to it. And we'll put that in here. Okay, what we're going to do now, we're going to add the rest of what's left over from the kids for the adults. In our case, it's me and my husband. And kind of load it up here a little bit. Spread it around. This is a pound of bacon and one of those tubes of breakfast sausage that equals 1 pound. You can use any ones you want. If you like the hot and spicy, you can do that. Kids usually don't want hot and spicy, but we're going to go ahead and put this in here. Cheese would go over if I had cheese. Now, this is a small onion. I don't think I want the whole thing. So I'm just going to sprinkle some onions over the top. Now you can use a can of diced green chilies if you want, if you don't have red peppers, or just no peppers at all. Okay. I have the rack set up in the oven, and what I'm going to do is set these on the top rack, this on the bottom rack. Now with these, 20 minutes, you better check them. With this, you want to do 40 minutes, and I would just check it. I'd still check it about 30 minutes because some ovens run hotter than others. Now when I remove this from the oven, the little ones, I'm going to put this on the rack above where these were, and that way they'll heat properly. So I'm going to put them in the oven, and I'll come back and show you what they look like. Hi, everything's done. The small ones took 10 more minutes because it was still runny. That's how you check. You just look to see if there's still any more runny egg. I cooked them with no covering on them. And what you can do is you can get a marker that isn't toxic and put the person's initials right in front of or behind the ramekin so you know whose is whose. That's my little ramekin. This is a casserole, and now's the time that my husband or my guest can put the cheese on, or, well, if the cheese would be in here if they want it, but on here I can't have the cheese, so they would get a plate and then put the cheese on. I like to sprinkle with a little bit of parsley or cilantro, and it just makes it pretty. And we love cilantro anyway, so a lot of people don't. Anyhow, this is my creation. This will give everybody a way to make their own ingredients. Still hot. They get a spoon and they just scoop it out. It's hot. It's good. The potatoes, this one has sausage and bacon. Can't even taste the mustard. Don't even taste it at all. But think again, mustard goes good with sausage. If you see it getting too brown in the oven, put foil over it while it's baking. And all you do on the big casserole is cut a piece out. Get your little or big scooper, whichever you have. And put it on a plate. You can put a scoop of sour cream on it if you want. And that's it for the day. Make sure you share my channel. Come back because I have a lot of more recipes up my sleeve. And of course, we still have Labor Day to come. And after that, I'll probably stop making my summer salads and start baking. So come back and join me. Ring that bell so you'll get notifications of my next video. And I hope you have a great day. Bye.